Alrighty everybody, welcome in for another Yoga for Beginners Foundation series. Today our number 5 of 7. We will be standing in the center of our mat, and I am facing the camera, but feel free to just face the short edge of your mat. Thank you so much for joining us, and hopefully you are continuing your Foundation Beginner Series practice with us today. If this is your first class, not a problem, you can jump in at any point. The main focus will be on your breath though. The movements with the breath are what we are looking for. For example, if I cue to breathe in as you raise your arms up, that does not mean that you need to breathe in as you raise your arms up at that specific point in time. That just means whenever you get to that portion of the movement. And the breathing is the most important part for us today. We do have a wonderful standing practice. Gonna go through a few twists, a few standing balances. It will be a wonderful practice today. So in the center of our mat, we will breathe in, raising the arms up, bringing palms together, looking up. As you exhale, hands to heart center. And we will do this a few times. As you breathe in, arms circling up, look up, exhale, hands to heart center. And continuing to flow here, just a few more times. We'll do 3 more rotations. Continuing this inhalation, breathing up as you exhale, hands to heart center, letting them stay together at prayer. Taking a moment here. And we'll go ahead and move into our chair pose. If you were facing the long side of the mat, moving towards the short side. As you bring your feet closer together, toes together, heels apart, knees together, dropping your hips, lifting your arms, chair pose. As we rotate, keeping hands at heart center at prayer, twisting to the right, left elbow hooking outside right knee. For Parivrtta Utkatasana, revolved chair pose. And if you would like to take it further, dropping left arm to ground, right arm up, if you want to reach the full expression for revolved chair pose variation. Otherwise, inhaling, rising up, arms up, look up, exhaling, hands to heart center. Getting ready for this flow today, enjoying your foray into yoga. This is an awesome place to start. Recollecting yourself for just a few more breaths here. We'll go 2 more cycles of breath before doing the other side. And just rotating for the camera here, but dropping back into chair pose. We'll do toes together, heels apart, knees together, arms coming up, looking up. Trying not to look too far down, folding that body down. As you bring your hands to heart center, exhaling and hooking that right elbow outside left knee. Trying to drop the hips a little bit lower, make sure your knees are in line with each other. Otherwise, if you have a little bit more space today, dropping that right arm and hand to the ground, left arm stacking shoulders. It's our revolved chair pose right here. And on your next breath in, coming up, looking up, hands up, exhaling, hands down to your side. We'll bring your feet out to hip width apart or just about. We're going to maintain this pose for a few breaths before our standing wind release pose. Coming back to your breath if you lost it already. And you will constantly lose it. That is perfectly fine as well. Water under the bridge. Just keep coming back to it. And bringing your right knee up, clasping around the outside of the knee with both hands, strong through that left standing leg. As you go ahead and drop that right leg back. We are in our high lunge pose, left knee over left ankle, right leg straight back behind you. Any bend in the knee is okay, even if you want to drop the knee. Squeezing through the glutes, soft through the chest and upper back, making space for the breath. Left knee tracking over left toes, not to the left or to the right. As you exhale, dropping that right foot at a 45-degree angle, left leg at a 90-degree angle, or attempting a 90-degree angle for our Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Arms out wide, looking over your left fingers. And another cycle of breath here before we finish up. Rotating your left toes towards the top of the mat. Both feet are parallel and wide for our intense leg stretch pose, Prasarita Padottanasana. You can have your hands on the ground, or if you're feeling flexible, maybe grabbing outsides of shins or outsides of ankles. But listening to your body, most importantly. Less is more for this practice today, not pushing yourself too far. Any bend in the knees is okay. If you want any blocks under your hands, that is absolutely okay as well. Just making this practice your own. Enjoying this forward fold, the amazing posterior chain opener, feeling your quad muscles hugging the bone, supporting you strong through the legs. You're doing amazing. And getting ready to lift into our 5-pointed star. Toes will point out, heels facing in. You will lift up, bring your arms up to a star position. You're looking up, maintaining a slight energy through the glutes to keep your hips forward. And on your next exhale, dropping your hips down, hands to the knees, and slowly dropping one shoulder. Inhaling, lifting up, exhaling, dropping the other shoulder. Flowing back and forth from side to side, arms remain straight, hips remain down, knees tracking over toes, most importantly, and knees over ankles as well. Any little movements that feel good for you here as you flow back and forth, shoulder to shoulder. As you twist to your right foot facing forward, left leg back behind you for the opposite side now, our high lunge pose, Ashta Chandrasana. Right knee over right ankle, hands up straight, palms facing each other, maybe a little bouncing motion if that feels good for you as well. Otherwise, one more round of breath. As you exhale, coming into Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2, leaning into that right leg, maintaining as close to a 90-degree angle as you can. Left leg at a 45-degree angle back behind you. Arms up and away from each other, looking over your right hand, just facing the same direction as your right leg. With one more round of breath here before stepping into that right leg, strong through the right leg, trying to drag your left leg up at a 90-degree angle without touching the ground, if possible. And again, either clasping around the knee, maybe you want the arms up for a little extra challenge, whichever is best for you. You can absolutely maintain hands over the knees. As you go ahead and drop both feet, settle in for our mountain pose Tadasana. The hard part is over, getting ready for the restorative part. Just standing at the top of our mat for now, letting the heart rate calm down a little bit if it was elevated. Coming back to the breath. And one more round of breath. I'm just moving for the camera, you can stay where you are. But squatting down for our garland pose, Malasana, yogi squats. If you need a block under your hips, perfectly fine as well. Bolster blankets, if you need them, totally fine, but not required. Sitting down into this yogi squats. Trying to lift the gaze, hands at prayer at heart center. Elbows and triceps pushing into the knees, helping maintain an openness. And one more round of breath here. When you finish up coming onto your back for our corpse pose Shavasana, quick transition, we will be doing some square breathing here, which if you're not familiar, we'll do 5 seconds inhale, hold for 5 seconds, exhale 5 seconds, and hold for 5 seconds before repeating. So on your next exhale, letting all the air out of your abdomen, belly, and chest, breathing out, and as you breathe in for the count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5. And coming back to a natural inhale, finishing up this last round as we extend the legs. When you finish up, opening the palms up for our true corpse pose, Shavasana, going to our final resting pose. You have more than earned it, letting the body soak up this practice, enjoying the present moment. We're not here for long, but I will call you back when it's time to finish. And getting ready to come back to your body. Wiggling fingers and toes, inviting some gentle movement into the body, maybe stretching the arms up over your head, a nice deep stretch, otherwise rolling onto one side and coming up. Thanking yourself for the time that you've carved out. I know I certainly appreciate you joining us today. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Otherwise, I hope to see you on the mat for the next class. And until next time, namaste.